Hi, everyone. Mr. Crawford here. Good morning, and hopefully, you're having a good time with Mrs. Turpin today. We are going to talk about our social studies project and what you need to do and where you are going. So, the first thing we're going to do is talk about the steps that are required for social studies. Okay. So, these are our steps. So, we have working with the Foursquare, and this is the reason what we're doing today and why we're doing it. Okay. So number one is I can use both books and computers to present ideas about ancient Egypt. All right, so you've looked up things in books, and now we're on to D2L to research ideas about ancient Egypt. Ideally, you would have four ideas, okay? So the success criteria, this is how you know you are successful, is I have four ideas, facts, or questions in a Foursquare with my topic written in the middle. And I will show you what that looks like in a second. So make sure right now, pause the video and make sure that you have your topic in the middle. You have four ideas. It doesn't matter if they're two who's, two what's, or two when's. That is fine as long as you have four different ideas, facts, or questions. Okay? And if you don't know the answer to something, you can always ask a question because that's part of social studies as well. So, for example, we can ask, who is the most powerful person in Egyptian society? Okay, so you can ask a question as well if you can't find an answer. So that's fine. All right. Number two is I can use my Foursquare to help me write the next part of my script. So that means you need to have your Foursquare open and in front of you when you move on to the next stage. Using your graphic organizer will help you write your ideas. Okay. And the next part here is I can collaborate, there's that word again, with my other group members to write a beginning, middle, and end to my script. So you need to collaborate. So that means you need to talk about and work and plan with your group members to make sure that you have all of your facts as well as you have a beginning, which is easy because we wrote the beginning together, and then you guys are writing the middle and the end. You need to have an end to your script. What happens at the end of your time machine script? Okay, so these are the steps that you should be going through. We're going to talk about what you need to do first and second and third. Okay, so here are the steps. Find your four ideas to finish your Foursquare. Now, they don't need to be super long stories. They just need to be four simple sentences or facts, okay? You can go to many of the resources, like you can use Epic, you can use Britannica, okay? If you haven't used at least two of these resources, I would recommend checking these out. Some people are even using Google or Learn 360. Okay, and that's fine as well. If you want to use those and watch videos about ancient Egypt, you can. Okay, so that's where you can find the four ideas. Next, you need to type your ideas from Foursquare into your script, okay, from your Foursquare. So you're going to look at your Foursquare and you're actually going to use Google Classroom to type the ideas out, okay? This is good practice for you to get it from your Foursquare onto the page, okay? Number three, you need to meet with the group to talk about who will say which idea from your Foursquare. So this is talking about who is, will P1 say this idea? Will P2 say this idea? Or will P3 say this idea? So, or will it be Jared or will David say this idea? So you can start to split up who will say which information. It's okay if you don't get to part 3 today. That's just letting you know where we are going. If you are stuck, just read another book on Epic or play Dreambox. There's a geometry challenge on there for you. Or you can go to IXL because we only have a few more weeks of IXL and you can practice the geometry grade 4 or grade 5 there. So, and you can ask Mrs. Turpin for your card. They have the password on both on the card for both Dreambox and IXL. Okay, so moving on, I'll show you what my Foursquare looks like. I decided to do a really, really hard a really hard topic, and I started talking about the, hopefully you can see this here. One second, share screen. Okay, so I have a really hard topic. My topic is talking about social order in Egypt. So how were the people organized? So that I have to make sure that I have social order, ancient Egypt, in my topic bubble in the middle. Okay, if you can see that there. So I have the topic bubble there. Okay, next in my first square, I decided to talk about what are we talking about. What just means like, what is the topic about right now? Okay, so it's the next idea. So what does social order mean? Well, it means that people in ancient Egypt were organized like a pyramid. Okay, so that means that the society was organized like a pyramid, not a real stone pyramid, but a pyramid that showed how different people were split up. Okay, so some people believed humans could become gods. That would be an excellent open sentence for my topic, because I'm talking about how the society was organized, right? And if you want to look at a picture, then you could look at David and Jared's Foursquare to see that, okay? And then next, I decided it doesn't matter where I go, I can go across. I said I can talk about who. So pharaohs were on the top of the pyramid. That's because they were the most powerful, okay? They were buried in real pyramids. So this is proof that they were the highest part of society, because they got a special burial place. So that's a very important fact I decided to include. Okay. Next is a who. Why do I have two who's? Well, because my idea is all about people. All right. So I can have two who's. That's fine. So I have a who here and a who here, and that's okay. All right. Next, it says this who is a vizier, was a person who was in charge of taxes. So they were in charge of collecting all the money from the other people. Okay, so they had a lot of power. They were second on the pyramid. He was second on the pyramid. And I know it was a he because women could not hold a government position back then, all right? Very different from today. And then I decided to throw in another who. Next, below the vizier, were nobles and priests. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is I still have this box that's empty. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to D2L here. Okay. Go into my D2L. And I'm going to go to Britannica. And Lucas was brought up something really interesting. Just let me clear my drawing here, clear all drawing. Lucas said that the middle school and the high school has actually a lot of information and a lot of videos that could help him. So I'm going to try, because I have a harder topic, I'm going to just go for the high school one. Okay, and that's okay. So I'm going to go to the search bar and I'm going to search Egypt, and I'm going to call this social. Let's see what happens. Oh, that's okay. I just spelled Egypt wrong. Go to social, right? And let's see. Okay, well, I need ancient because it's giving me modern pictures. So I'm going to go ancient Egypt social. Let's see what happens. So we have ancient Egypt. Okay. Okay, so I need to make it a little bit more general. So I'm going to say ancient Egypt people. Okay. And do I have anything on ancient Egypt people? Here we go. Just scanning through. So I have Anatolia. Nope, that's not what I need. Ancient Egypt. Origins, relations with ancient Egypt. I'm looking colonies. Okay. Sea peoples. No, this looks like it's different. Just kind of scanning through, I'm reading all of these sentences. Ancient Egypt. Egypt attracted special curiosity of the Greeks. Okay, this is all about epigraphy. I'm probably looking for something a little bit more. Oh, here, the Egyptians. Let's try this one, okay? So this is about people because it says the Egyptians. And I had to go all the way down to the bottom to make sure. All right, so methods of measuring. Let's see, we have regular intervals. No, okay, there's not a lot about the people here, and that's okay. This is part of research. You're not going to find it right away. It takes time. You need to continue looking. So I'm going to go to uh, Britannica back, make sure that I have whatever Britannica school, and I'll try middle. Okay, and I'll go ancient Egyptian, and I know I'll try people again. Okay, let's see if middle helps. Okay, we have ancient Egypt. Let's see what it looks like in this one. We have Egyptians, unbroken history, dynasty, everyday life in ancient Egypt. Here we go. Oh, I know this is going to be about the way people were organized because it has a key word in the heading, upper class home life. Ah, interesting. So this is going to be neat. Okay, so this is something I can include in my Foursquare. The member of Egypt's upper class spent much time tending to their appearance. Well, what does that word tending mean? Well, that means they bathed with soda instead of soaped, and they rubbed perfume in their skin. Oh, this is cool. So this is giving me some ideas about how people lived, and that's great because it shows me that one way that there are people who had more money and more wealth and were able to take care of their body. So I might mention that, take care of their bathing and do that more than other people. So I'm going to go over here and I'm going to write that. And I'm going to say, so this might be another bubble for me. I'll say upper class people. And I saw the word tended. So tended is Tended. So I'm going to go look at that again. And if I can't find it, I can go over here. It says love their life, wanted. So I can go back and find that word again. There we go. I highlighted it here. So tended, spent, upper class people spent much time tending. Okay, spent much time tending to their appearance. And it'd be neat if we could talk about once, because we have a lot of upper class people here, maybe we can talk about one lower class or idea. Okay, so one big thing I know about Egypt was slaves. Okay, so we can talk about slaves, but this is neat too. We have all of this stuff about social order. All right, and we can include any of these here. And I'm going to go, slavery was not common in ancient Egypt. Some people were kept as slaves. That's an interesting fact, okay? So I'll go back to my Foursquare and I'll say, some people kept slaves. Okay? And I'll say, but slavery was not common. Okay? And then I can ask a question at the end of my Foursquare there. I can say, like something like, did the slaves actually build the pyramids? You know, that's something we hear a lot, but maybe we need to fact check that, okay? Did the slaves actually build the pyramids? And you know what? I can actually include that into my Foursquare. So I'm going to go back over here and I'm going to go into D2L and I'm going to go down to my Google Classroom here. And inside Google Classroom, you can sign into Google Classroom, and I'm going to sign in using, oh, got to sign in with the right account here. So I go into grade 4-5 EI Macaulay. And if you notice on the stream here, we have a new Ancient Egypt script part 2. So you go into Google Classroom and you type in your password and you open. It'll have an open button right about here. You open that and then you can start typing into your script, okay? Let me show you what it'll look like from a student's point of view. So I'm just gonna show you that so that you know that you need to go to open to get that. So you go over to here, and I'm gonna go to, let's add account. And I'll go to, let's do Alex Brown. Not now. And then I'm going to say, let's go to students, right? Because he's a students. Oh, we can go to Sahina's right here. Great. So sign in to Sahina. And if you look in Sahina, she has this open button, okay? So she goes into open, and then she'll see, oh, this is Savers. Why is Savers on here? Interesting. Okay, I have to go talk to Saver about that. Okay, so we have, this is exactly what our script looks like, okay? You can go through and you can change these P1 and P2 to the student's name, or you can give them character names, right? Like, let's just call P1 Jared and Ryan are from present day Canada. And I'll say Sahina, I know she's not in that group, finds a time machine. And then, or sorry, Jared, I'll change that. Sorry, Ryan finds a time machine. Okay. And then Sahina, the ancient Egyptian, pokes the time machine with her dagger. Okay. All right. And then we can change any of these words we want in here, right? Like if you don't like skirt, you can say, oh, but you're the one wearing a headdress, right? And because ancient Egyptians wore headdresses, you can change that, all right? That's fine. So this is your time to change the script, change all the P1 and P2s to people's names, okay? And then you can start typing. All you need to do is type the points from your Foursquare. So I'm gonna go with this one first, right here. People in ancient Egypt. So I'm gonna go like that. Okay, back to here. So I'm looking at my Foursquare. People in ancient Egypt were organized, right? I'll make this a little smaller so you can see what I'm typing. Were organized like a pyramid, okay? Some believed humans were or could become gods. All right. So there's my first point. And don't worry about who says this yet, because you're going to meet with your group after and you're going to split up all the information. Just type it all out, okay? So a vizier, and it doesn't even have to be in order yet, okay? Was a person who was in charge of taxes, all right? And you might be thinking of pictures that you want to use in your video. And what you can do is you can go to Google Images and you can put a picture in there, okay? And there's a really cool picture that I just found of ancient Egyptian society. So if you go over here, I found this really neat picture. I'll show it to you, and it looks like this. So this cool picture in ancient Egypt shows you that it's like a pyramid with pharaoh government officials. So work towards that today. Try to finish your Foursquare, and then make sure that you have all 4 ideas typed into your Google Classroom doc. All right, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you later. Have a good day, and do what's right, do what's expected. Win the day, Adi Macaulay. See you later.